If I were to ask you who are the two most powerful warriors, and we'll think about our favorite DC comic or Marvel comic hero, or some of us may get really introspective and think about maybe some politician or someone who played a pivotal role during civil rights. However, the two most powerful warriors, patience and time. But I will say this, the bad news is time flies. The good news is you are the pilot. We need to get our pilot's license. Now, the fastest known thing in our universe is light. Why am I talking about that? Because there's just certain things that we want in life. There's certain things we want to attain or accomplish, and it just seems like it's taken forever. Why is it taking so long? Are we there yet? But I want us to think about light. Light is the fastest known thing in our universe. If anything goes faster than light, it goes too fast for us to even realize that it exists. Now remember, I'm a teacher, not a speaker. So the question is, how fast does light really travel? I'll tell you this, 186,000 miles per, you thought I was gonna say hour, miles per second. So light travels at 186,000 miles per second. It takes light produced by the sun 8 hours and 19 seconds to travel that distance between Earth and the sun, which is about 93 million miles. And even if I were to compare that travel time to light traveling to Pluto, it would take about 5.5 hours for sunlight traveling at 186,000 miles per second to reach Pluto. So if light takes that long, or what we may perceive as long to travel, just imagine how else everything is going to be moving according to what we want to accomplish. We can't move at the speed of light. At least I can. I'm not the Flash or any other of the heroes that you all probably thought about. We cannot travel the speed of light. So sometimes we need to sit down. We need to woosah, take a couple deep breaths, and then begin to progress again. At times, things do take too long. Prolonged production, right? Now, how do we speed things up? We could start by stop looking at the clock. Whatever we're working on, there are times we need to stop looking at the clock. And what happens is, on a side note, is sometimes we're looking at someone else's clock, not knowing that they're in a different time zone than you. So whatever we're working on, just stop looking at the clock. Stop watching the secondhand tick. Stop looking at the days, looking at the calendar, looking at the dollar amounts. Stop looking at the clock. Secondly, break down time into blocks. If you're working on something, a project, an assignment, even a chore that you don't like, take time to break it down into blocks. I'm gonna spend 2 hours on this, or I'm gonna spend 10 minutes on this. Also, split up your least pleasant tasks. Let's say when I was growing up, I used to hate broccoli. So what did I do? I would cut it up into little pieces, because even though I was eating the same amount of broccoli, just it being broken down into less pleasant bites helped me get through that experience. And it's crazy because now I actually enjoy broccoli. Also, do things that you enjoy. If you want time to pass, identify some things that you actually enjoy. I know we're probably familiar with the quote, time flies when you're having fun. So if you want time to pass, identify some things that you enjoy doing and do those things. Take a moment to mentally challenge yourself. I remember when I was an educator in the classroom and we had to give standardized testing. That means I couldn't sit down, I couldn't be on any electronic device, and the test may be 90-minute sections. I'm a little bit embarrassed to say this, but sometimes I would walk around and I would look at my students and I would imagine them being different animals. Sometimes as I walk in between the desks during this long testing window, maybe I was pretending I was a little car driving between the lanes. I remember a job that I had working in an egg carton factory, one of the worst jobs I've ever had, but you gotta do what you gotta do. To help that time pass, sometimes I would just sing, or I would try to recite things that I memorized in days gone by. Also, just put something on in the background. It could be another activity that you could blend into something that you just don't like. It could even be something as simple as, when I'm working, I like to put on music, because if I enjoy the music, it allows me, I'll still focus on what I need to, but it has something that I enjoy blending in. So put something on in the background. So when time seems like it's not on our side, just remember that the two most powerful warriors are patience and time. So you're battling the two most powerful warriors of all time. So give yourself a little bit of leeway. Also remember, the bad news is time flies. The good news is you are the pilot. So I want us to learn our pilot's lesson so we can master this whole time thing. Prolonged development. Now remember, I'm a teacher, not a speaker. I want you to have an amazing day.